Good morning.
My name is Kara Kapp. I am the National Co-Chair of the Everglades Coalition, and we are 57 nonprofits dedicated to the full protection and restoration of America's Everglades. And we are all in agreement. It's time to buy the land. And we're here today to be heard. We have been showing up here at the South Florida Water Management District month after month, growing in numbers, asking these decision makers for a public discussion about the state's contracted option to acquire land from U.S. Sugar. And we have been ignored. Each month, this critical item is purposely left off of the public discussion agenda. Why? Today, there is no more time to talk. There is only time to act. Our state legislature must appropriate the dollars to buy this land by May 1st. Time is running out. And they need direction from the South Florida water managers to take that initiative. And so we are here today to reaffirm the public's commitment to buying this land and to send a clear message. Send water south. I'd like to call up Drew Martin from the Sierra Club. Drew.
All right. Buy the land.
Send the water south. Send it south.
The state should exercise its contractual option to buy the remaining 48,600 acres of U.S. sugar land. The board needs to take action. We have a tremendous opportunity to acquire land to protect the coast, store water, and send it south. We've made so much progress in restoring the Everglades, and this is one of the most important pieces. We believe U.S. Sugar is discouraging the district from making this purchase.
No. We would never.
Water managers need to make the right decision now. Move forward and get an appraisal and request funding. The area south of Lake Okeechobee was always an area of sawgrass and pondapple forests that had a great deal of water from the overflow from Lake Okeechobee and stored it, permitting water to meander south during dry periods. The level of the lake was maintained properly and the ecosystem was protected. The purchase of the U.S. Sugar land will begin the process of reestablishing the connection between Lake Okeechobee and the Everglades National Park and reduce or eliminate the need for damaging releases to the Caloosahatchee and the St. Lucie estuaries. Buy the land now.
Let's hear from three of our river warriors. I'd like to bring up Mark Perry, Marty Baum, and the incomparable Maggy Hurchalla.
Right, the incomparable. That's great. We all know why we're here, and this is really, Kara put it very succinctly, we got to put the pressure on the policymakers. There's enough science in this building to make it right and do the right thing. We know the option is available, and it's not just available financially, it's available too. We have Amendment 1, we have a surplus budget of $1 billion this year. We've got financing that's been approved and available through bonding back in 2010. So there's not a financial question. This is a question of policy. This is a question of doing the right thing and putting the water south. The St. Lucie Estuary Indian River Lagoon is one of the most valuable ecosystems in all of North America. And it's getting devastated by these damaging discharges year after year after year. And it's not just 2013, this happens all the time. Right now there's 2.2 billion gallons going east and west every day. That's a tremendous amount of water that South Florida will need in the dry season here. So we don't have an outlet south. We need this outlet south. We need to buy the land and send the water south. And I want to tell you that these three people here, let's bring up Maggy and Marty Baum, Indian River King.
Good morning. We are here this morning to address the moral issue of the future well-being of 7 million Floridians, the Florida Everglades, the Caloosahatchee, and St. Lucie estuaries that are being ignored because the political system has been corrupted by polluter monies.
Correct.
The most important environmental issue of my lifetime here in South Florida is before us, and our elected state officials and their industry-approved appointees on this water management board don't care. Their only purpose is to serve the interest of corporate polluters. Your health and your future be damned. 1/3 of our population is directly affected by these issues, as is the very existence of our Everglades, and the solution is available for purchase right now. We are at a crossroads. The #1 concern of our fellow citizens in Florida is clean water. We need you, the citizens of South Florida, to get angry and get active in this issue. This is your children's future that these polluters are stealing for profit. Get angry. Get off your couches. Get out in the streets and demonstrate your frustration and wrath at their callous disregard for everything important to you. Your children's future is being stolen from them right out in the open, and your silence guarantees their success. We need to rediscover the solidarity of the 1960s. Engage your children, our college kids, your neighbors. In the 60s, common citizens brought about the Clean Water and the Clean Air Acts, and we stopped a war. We can do this again. Join us. Fight for what is right. Fight for your children's future. Buy the land. Thank you.
I'm in charge of optimism because I believe in democracy, and I believe we can make this happen. You will see lots of folks here and at other rallies from the St. Lucie River. We're here because we understand that if you don't save the Everglades, you kill our estuary. We understand that if you do not have massive storage of water south of Lake Okeechobee, that Everglades National Park dies, that Miami's water supply dies, and that our estuary dies. Last month we were told when we came here to wait for the University of Florida study. The study's out. Here. It says that no amount of storage north or east or west of the lake will save Everglades National Park and the coastal estuaries and protect Miami's water supply. The study says that the U.S. sugar option is a chance to get the land we need for the storage south of the lake, and it's a chance that may not come again. The future of South Florida really is at stake here. These are our water managers, and we're here to ask the South Florida Water Management District to tell the folks in Tallahassee to buy the land and send the water south.
From the Caloosahatchee Estuary, our friend Rayanne Wessel.
Thank you all for being here. I'm here from the West Coast and the Caloosahatchee because our community in Lee County voted 78% for Amendment 1, specifically to restore the Everglades and buy land in the Everglades. I'm here because the high flows that we experience are catastrophic to our coastal environment and our coastal estuary, our economy. And that washes the entire nursery of the estuary out to sea. I'm here because the EAA reservoir is the only significant solution for high flows for our estuary and the St. Lucie estuary. I'm here because decades of scientists have studied and resolved that the only significant solution to these high flows is an EAA reservoir. The restudy confirmed it, the CERT plan incorporated it, and the UF study recommends it. Today's elected leaders are in the enviable position of having in their hands the option to buy the land, the funding to buy the land, and a solution at hand. Our governor, our legislators, and this governing board must understand that if they squander this opportunity, they will be the ones that are responsible for decades and decades going forward of the same old, and our slow deterioration of our economies on the coast and our lack of resolve for the Everglades. There will never be a better time. This decision can literally turn the tide for the state of Florida. Let's get this one done. To talk about
about benefits to the southern end of the ecosystem. Laura Reynolds from Tropical Audubon.
All right.
Thank you, everybody, for being here. This is so energizing. You know, I drove all the way up here from very, very South Miami, almost in the Keys, and I can tell you that every single year Biscayne Bay reaches salinities that can devastate fish and wildlife, and also Everglades National Park. So if we don't send water south, what are we doing? There is a fatal flaw in SERP that water managers right now aren't talking about. In fact, it's much like climate change. It seems like this governor wants to ignore the fact that there's no plan. There is absolutely no plan. No plan. Did I say climate change in the state of Florida? If Everglades is our best option to help us be more resilient to climate change, then what are we doing if there's no plan? The fatal flaw in SERP is that there's not enough water to send south because we can't store it. And this is it. This is the opportunity.
Managers, from the governor, from members of our legislature, that what we need to do is all get in line and allow the water resource projects under the Comprehensive Everglades Restoration Program to be built, and that will address Everglades restoration. Unfortunately, that position is problematic, and for the very reason what Laura had mentioned is the very model that was done to provide the substantive foundation for the Comprehensive Everglades Restoration Program is flawed. The South Florida Water Management District took literally the driest period of record from 1965 to 1995 to determine how best to set the storage to deal with massive releases from Lake Okeechobee, and it is absolutely inadequate and insufficient. And that is why, in fact, you have heard from the University of Florida, Dr. Wendy Graham's Water Institute study demonstrating the need to exercise the limited option that we have right now to purchase the roughly 46,800 acres so that we will have the necessary storage to store, treat, and convey the water to the Everglades and alleviate the massive releases of polluted discharge to our estuaries. Also, that is why Senator Negron, in his Senate Select Committee report for Indian River Lagoon and the Lake Okeechobee watershed basin, referenced the need to move water south. So you are on the right track. Keep your voices loud. Make sure that our policymakers, our legislature, our governor hears what you're saying, is that we desperately need to purchase that land to provide the necessary storage to once and for all finalize that last piece of the puzzle to restore our Everglades and protect our estuaries. Thank you so very much.
Okay, folks, now we're going to go directly to the powers that be. Anyone who's going to speak should go inside now. Take your by the land, little by the land posters. We don't think they'll let big posters in, so you can leave the big posters with me. I'll stay with them. I'll protect them while you're inside. Give them hell in there, everybody.